Hey guys, it's Flashwing. Welcome back. I'm sorry for the couple week hiatus. We got a lot to talk about today, in addition to just wanting to say welcome back to the channel. And with that, we're going to get started with today's state of the channel. So I apologize for the couple of week hiatus. The purpose of today's video is going to be talking about some business with the channel, and so that means if you are a hardcore subscriber, this is probably going to be something that you're interested in. So the state of the channel. So first of all, with the past couple of weeks, there has been a lot of stuff going on around here, and not a lot of it was very interesting to put on camera. I also had a lot of things that I was thinking about in terms of where I want the channel to go. What is it that I'm trying to accomplish? I spent the last couple of weeks trying to take advantage of the time off in order to answer some of these questions. So what's been going on for the last couple of weeks? I had two very good friends of mine who moved to Orlando. I've known them about 6 years. They're almost family to me. They are family to me. And they pretty much packed up their entire life, their family, their two kids, and moved to Orlando. My one buddy got himself a job working for Disney. And as a result of that, I was spending a lot of time with them. And because I don't know when I'm going to actually be able to get out to Orlando and to see them. And I have no idea when they're going to be coming back to Phoenix to visit friends or family. So I had that going on. Lots of other things going on, like stuff going on at my day job. I'm not beneficial enough to be able to do YouTube full time, so I'm still working a day job like the rest of you guys out there. Lots of things going on the day job, and generally just a lot of trying to understand what the direction of the channel is and what am I getting out of it. And so that's really the meat of today's video. And so just understand that for the last couple of weeks, the stuff that's been going on, it hasn't been very interesting. It's also been very, very hot here. It was 114 degrees on Friday. I think it was 113 on Thursday. I have a completely new microphone setup that I have in my helmet for doing moto vlogs, and I haven't even been able to test it out because it has just been absolutely miserable in terms of the daytime heat. And when I've actually considered riding at night, the thought just seems awful. I sweat enough as it is doing daily workouts, and the thought of getting on the bike and sweating my balls off there just didn't seem at all appealing whatsoever. So I definitely want to get back on the bike soon. I'm starting to have withdrawals. I'm getting to the point where I don't even care if it's 150 outside. I'm going to get out and ride. So that kind of brings me to the state of the channel as it exists today, where we've been, where we're going. Let's backtrack and review a little bit. In September of this year, I will have been doing YouTube for 3 years. I started in September of 2013 is when I originally launched this channel. To date, I have over 200 individual videos, some of them shorter, some of them longer, but 200 videos to date of content that's here on the channel. So if you're new to the channel, or newer to the channel, I guess you could say, and you're not aware of this, there are 200 plus videos of content going all the way back for about 3 years, all different types of moto vlogs, road trips, things of that nature that you can watch, certainly if you don't feel like there's enough going on during the week as it is. The primary purpose of this channel, I established probably about a year in, which was built on two specific words, which was inspiration and action. I really wanted to narrow down the channel purpose because I felt like it was important to have something that guided me through every single video that I did, no matter how obscure or sort of off the beaten path whatever I was doing might be. And as a result of that, I decided to just try and to distill it down to as few words as possible because that made it as simple and as easy to do. Inspiration and action. Throughout my life, I've had the benefit of having individuals in my life that have given me some type of inspiration, whether it be, inspiring me by coaching me or by providing an example of how to do something, or just simply inspiration from the standpoint of their own stories. And that translates into action because at the end of the day, you know how they say talk is cheap. And action is the mechanism by which you actually bring change to your own life, whether it be, taking action with your health or your job or your personal life, anything you could possibly imagine. Nothing changes until you ultimately take action. Those are the two major themes that I wanted to bring to the channel, because whenever whether it's people that I know or people that I've met, when people are in these various states of transitions in their life, or they're in places where they're really low, that's always the advice that I give, because that was the advice that was always given to me, was do something. If you don't like something, do something. And I know that there's all sorts of in-between gray areas about comfort and complacency and stuff like that, but by and large, I have always had the benefit of having someone who was a cheerleader in my life that could urge me and push me through whatever it is that I wanted to do, but maybe was too scared or just simply didn't have the strength to do it on my own. So I decided early into this channel that I could try and be that for other people, even if it was indirectly, even if it was for those of you out there who I've never met, who I've never had a chance to talk to or interact with. I thought, having somebody out there that could be that cheerleader for you, that could tell you that even though I don't know you, even though I've never met you, that I know that you can accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. And that's because I know that I've accomplished them in my own life, and I've seen friends or family that have accomplished them in their lives, and none of us are extraordinary. None of us are so unique and unknown in the world that no one else could possibly do what we're doing. I mean, we're all just average people, truly. It's a circular relationship, because it all feeds off of each other. And ultimately, that is the primary purpose of this channel. That brings me to some of the things that have happened recently and some of the decisions I've made to change things. I'm a huge news and political junkie. I always have my nose buried in news sites, in political commentary, and as a result, it spawned interest in history and philosophy. That's a huge part of my life, and I wanted to bring that to this channel, but not because I necessarily feel like I'm bringing an opinion that is super unique or unusual, or insightful. There are a tremendous amount of other, we'll just say that they're just other commentary people that are on a variety of different platforms that are much better researched, that are much better talented in terms of podcasts and radio broadcasting, and bring very unique perspectives to the discussion. I'm not any of those things. The problem is that ultimately it was about fostering debate. It was about bringing in people that will express their point of view, and we will debate it in the comments section, or I'll debate it in reply videos or things like that. The idea was to foster debate, because that's not what's happening right now. What's happening right now is not debate. What's happening right now is trolling and validation. Unfortunately, the notion of debate and discussion has become corrupted to believe it's name calling, and to believe that it's trolling, and a bunch of other, very insulting and negative responses that have absolutely nothing to do with debate or argumentation whatsoever. Debate and argumentation is very simple. You bring your facts, you state your case, and then you argue against the case of the other person. But what ends up happening is and I saw this in the comment sections on this video, is that everybody is so emotional. That's a terrible thing. Some people are so emotionally engaged in their own political ideology and their own political beliefs that they bring that emotion to the discussion, and that almost always translates into some type of negative or hate speech, such as kill yourself, or, calling me names or things like that. And I don't care about what other people's opinions are of me that are negative, because they're not trying to do me a favor, and that's been that way ever since I can remember. I'm no stranger to being made fun of, or to people telling me how awful I am or whatnot. But that wasn't the purpose of those videos. The purpose of the videos was to spawn debate. I wanted people to come on this channel, and I wanted them to state a case that was different than mine, and we go at it in the comment section of the video. And when I mean go at it, I'm simply meaning they bring their case and I bring mine. And maybe we just, call a truce at some point and say, well, look, no one's going to win this debate here. No one's being convinced of one point or the other point, so that's the end of it. But the point is that other people will be watching. Other people will be watching that debate, and they get to see both sides, and then they get to decide which of the two viewpoints they want to believe, based on the evidence or the lack of thereof. That wasn't happening. Unfortunately, I was getting validation, and I was just getting trolls. And while it's great to get validation, that doesn't actually foster the debate at all. Because if I'm validating, that means I'm just simply preaching to the choir. There were a few people who did come in and wanted to debate, but then as soon as I started pushing them, then I got the excuse of, well, I'm not going to change your mind, so I'm not going to waste my time. So, and I just want to point out that if you were one of these people, you can't convince someone to believe your particular viewpoint if you don't articulate it. You're not going to further the discussion if you don't have the discussion. And furthering the discussion does not mean that you get to express your viewpoint and everybody else just has to agree. That's not how that works. We actually have to have a debate. And politics almost always can be very negative. And the topics certainly very recently have been very negative. And it's hard to bring the positive spin to people without them immediately going into the negative. When I want to talk to people about things like personal responsibility and about individuality and liberty and things like that, then they immediately want to jump into the negatives. And so I'm simply going to work those themes into the videos that I do normally, because that's the kind of stuff that I was doing to begin with. Things about, individuality, personal responsibility, but also about the power of the individual. You could see through the track writing. The fact that I had a goal, I set it, and I went out and I achieved it. And now I have new goals that I've set and that I want to go out and achieve. All of these, believe it or not, do have applications within today's political environment. But because today's political environment is so saturated with negativity, it is really hard to pick those themes out. And there are people out there that are speaking these themes, but they're quickly dismissed as being kooks or not understanding what the problem is or preaching or any number of different things. So nothing's really going to change. The state of the channel is good. I'm still here. I just need a little bit of a break to figure things out. I think you guys need a little bit of a break, those of you who are hardcore subscribers, because of all the nonsense and craziness going on around here. That's it for today. That's the state of the channel, guys. I'm going to try and get back to regular videos tomorrow. Thank you for your patience. And always, thank you for making this part of your YouTube experience. There's a lot of choices out there. I'm glad you spend it here with me. We will see you out there.